Hello, BookTube. Cheers. Saturday. A little overcast, sort of a wet, damp, cold. Worked quite a bit this morning. Then my wife and I went out and had a few errands to run. And I stopped at the thrift store and did really well. And I have to admit, I usually have a very quick eye, and I can pick up stuff on the shelf pretty fast. But my wife, she helped me out quite a bit today. She had an eagle eye, so I'd like to show you what I got. I'm going to start off here with one without a dust jacket, but I'm just really interested in seeing this. This is called The Lost Ships of Pisa by Michael H. Sedge, and it's iBooks. Like I say, no dust jacket here. iBooks out of New York, distributed by Simon & Schuster, and this thing's from 2002. I haven't gone through any of these in great detail, so the contents have the lost ships of Pisa, why, when, and where, if, a city by the sea, a port is found, the ships, anchors and maritime artifacts, Pisa's ancient waterways, Roman shipbuilding, Pisa's harbor and ancient Mediterranean trading, the restoration work, mystery of the Roman sailor and his dog. That sounds interesting, huh? Message from a bottle in bottles in quotations, and artifacts of daily life, and the museum. So here we have a map. There are black and white photos and maps and site drawings throughout. Here's some here. So just a bit of nautical or maritime archaeology, and I'm really interested in giving this a go. It's quite a find. I've never heard this volume before. And Jason Harrigan immediately identified those coins, right? I'm not that good, but I do like reading about it. So yeah, great fun. So I'm going to organize these a little bit as I do this. So this, I'll just do this one next. This one was a last second find. I know nothing about it. This is Benet Brandreth, The Assassin of Verona, a William Shakespeare novel. I actually like the cover on this. I think it's sort of neat. This was Pegasus Crime, New York and London. So he's also written a book called The Spy of Venice. I've never seen it before. This is 2019, so this is fairly new. I have a map of Veneto. The Dramatis Personae. And let me read a little bit about this. Venice, 1586. William Shakespeare is disguised as a steward to the English ambassador. He and his actor friends, Oldcastle and Hemming, possess a deadly secret: the names of the Catholic spies in England who seek to destroy Queen Elizabeth. Before long, the Pope's agents begin to close in on them, so fleeing the city is the player's only option. So a mystery, young author there. So this might be fun. Let me break this up a little bit here, because I actually have some things that go together. All right. So this one here is, I'll go with this one here. This is Commodore Hornblower in a paperback. I'm in a weird spot with the Hornblower novels. I have them all, but I have the first of the folio sets of Hornblower, so I'm going to be replacing my Hornblowers with them. But this is in such good shape for 75 cents. And where is my Hornblower? Should be right over here. I'll see if I have, should be right up on the top there somewhere. Yeah, this is actually, I got a bunch of them there. This should be in a little better shape. So if you haven't read Hornblower and you like adventure stories, fiction, they're wonderful. I like them. In this one, the year is 1812. Hornblower has been ordered to do everything possible, diplomatically and military, to protect the Baltic trade and stop the spread of Napoleon's empire into Sweden and Russia. Though he set sail a hero, one mistake may ruin his chances of ever becoming an admiral. Hornblower must find his way through a maze of perils, hostile armies, seductive Russian royalty, icebound waterways, and assassins in the imperial palace before he can return home to his beloved new wife and son. As his instructions are to sacrifice every man and ship under his command rather than surrender to Napoleon. So, I don't know how many times I've read this, but I love it. I love it. All right. So now, let me see here. We'll go with this one right here. So this is After the Storm, True Stories of Disaster and Recovery at Sea. This is by John Roosmanier, who is the author of a very, very famous book, Fastnet Force 10, which I have read and which I have in here. So these are disaster stories, basically. This is International Marine, McGraw-Hill, out of Camden, Maine. And so he's written some other books. I think I still have the Neapolis Book of Seamanship, Fastnet Force 10, of course, which is a very famous book. And the other ones I don't have. This is a first edition from 2002. So, Ariel and Percy Bysshe Shelley, Italy, 1822. The Elizabeth and Margaret Fuller, New York, 1850. I'm not going to read them all. The Escape of the Calliope, Samoa, 1889. The Wreck of the Pollux, Newfoundland, 1942. Then you have Mary Celeste. Glossary. There's pictures in this thing. Just the ticket, because you could read a section and put it down for a while and come back to another one. That looks like fun. Look at that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Let me see. We have some nice blurbs on the back. Nathaniel Philbrick. Some of you remember him from In the Heart of the Sea. Jonathan Raban, who's done a lot of writing. Excellent writer. Stuart Woods. A lot of you remember Stuart Woods as Stone Barrington, like detective novels. He wrote a book called Blue Water, Green Skipper that was fantastic. It's a story of him crossing the North Atlantic in a sailboat. Then we have Philip Caputo, and then Herb McCormick. From here, we're going to go on to a bit of a history here. This is Gloucester's Bargain with the Sea, The Bountiful Maritime Culture of Cape Ann, Massachusetts, by Chester Brigham. And then you got a lighthouse up here, right there. This is Wales Jaw Publishing. Let's see. And this came out in 2007. This is the first printing. Lots of images, which is great. Gloucester was the fishiest of little cities, says Elizabeth Stuart Phelps. Indeed, for 400 years, Gloucester's fishing industry has been the central pursuit in its bargain with the sea, the maritime focus to which the town has long held steady. The bargain has been ruinously expensive, costing the lives of 5,000 fishermen and devastating countless families. On the plus side, Gloucester's maritime commitment brought prosperity to some of the community when Gloucester was the leading fisheries port of America's North Atlantic coast. And it continues to afford many a decent living. So this will be a study of that, and I look forward to reading this. I knew nothing about it. And so that's definitely a keeper there. So then my wife saw this one, and I was thrilled, and then we went digging to see if there's any more. I have the first of these in paper. This is the third. I don't feel like you'd need to read them in order, but this is the Everard Naval Series. This is Volume 3, Patrol to the Golden Horn by Alexander Fullerton. Nice hardback Soho. A novel of World War I, submarine attack on Constantinople. I like this guy's writing, and this is just a great edition. So let me see here. In October of 1918, and for the first time in 2 years, a British submarine will attempt to pass through the narrow straits of the Dardanelles. The rendezvous is with a French submarine in the Sea of Marmara. The aim is to destroy the Goeben, a German battle cruiser lurking menacingly off the Golden Horn at Constantinople. Nick Everard, who's won a DSC at Jutland and a DSO for his part in the raid on Zeebrugge, is told he must succeed at any cost. Avoiding Turkish patrols and minefields is only one of the problems he faces. There is the necessity of cooperating with the French, and then the further problem of trying to reach the comparative safety of the Mediterranean after his goal is achieved. And here's our author. So I look forward to this. This was exciting. And then I really should have looked before I started this, but it can't be very far away. It would have to be right here. Let me see. I say that and then watch me be wrong. Where are we at here? Oh, right here. So I'll see if I have a repeat here, so I'll put it in my library at work. But I have Our Lives, Our Fortunes by J.E. Fender. It takes place out of Portsmouth, New Hampshire. These are Maritime. And then I have Audacity, Privateer out of Portsmouth. So I repeated that. So I'll put this in the our library, because we have people who would love it. But then found this. And this is A Private Revolution of Geoffrey Frost. So again, by J.E. Fender. Being an account of the life and times of Geoffrey Frost, mariner of Portsmouth in New Hampshire, as faithfully translated from the Ming Sun Chronicles and diligently compared with other contemporary histories. Now, I have not read these. I ran into them not long ago. Well, it's been a few years, actually. Time does fly. But I knew... Okay, so this is probably the first. This is the second. And this is... what? Let me see. Our Lives and Our Fortunes. Let's see. We'll figure this out together. It's a maritime history, but I got to figure out if they ever do. They don't do them. They don't list them in order. So this is the Frost Saga, anyways, what they're calling it. So I'm going to guess it goes. And if anybody knows, like I said, I've never read these. University Press of New England, J.E. Fender. So we have The Private Revolution of Geoffrey Frost, Audacity, Privateer out of Portsmouth, and then Our Lives, Our Fortunes, which continues the saga. And, I could have done it by date, right? So, Private Revolution came out in 2002. Privateer, Audacity came out in 2003. And Our Lives and Our Fortunes came out in 2004. So he was putting one of these out every year. So it's a nice little set. So I'm thrilled to have it. Like I say, I have this extra copy here, so I won't do it. And then on the rest of the books, again, another one's a replacement. That's the Commodore Hornblower. But happy to have the Alexander Fullerton World War II Maritime, a cultural history of and sort of industry-like history of the fishing region of Gloucester, Massachusetts. Disasters at Sea, true stories. A William Shakespeare mystery. Here, if I can get this out of the way. William Shakespeare mystery, which looks pretty good, huh? The Assassin of Verona. Is it of Verona? Yeah, of Verona. And then this archaeology book, Maritime Archaeology, The Lost Ships of Pisa by Michael H. Sedge. So not a bad little haul. We had great fun. The hardcovers were $1. The only softbound was this Hornblower, which was 75 cents. Afterwards, I did stop by my local comic shop. We try to encourage them to stay in business, right? I got Vampirilla and Red Sonja. I got a continuation here, Conan Battle for the Serpent Crown. It's number 5 in that. I get a little glare there, but sorry. Standalone Vampirilla, Trial of the Soul. Savage Avengers, number 12. And this has this, and I saw this on a lot of covers, Chadwick Boseman, who died. He lived from 76 to 2020, which is not a long run. And then this is something for Steve Donahue, which we'll send down to him so that he can show you. But yeah, we had a great time. We're getting settled in here. I do know this little writing room. I should be out here now, right? It's Preptober. Let me know in the comments if you're doing Preptober. I've heard from a few of you. Love to get a little bit of group going, encourage each other, and so contact me. It's richardsonreads@gmail.com. I mean, it's easy to email me. So I hope everybody is well, and thank you, BookTube.